What is one food that every culture around the world has their own interpretation of?
Veganikjes polnetten.
Gomboze.
Xiaolongbao.
Les ravioles de Royan.
A pastel de carne.
Tortellini.
Empanadas.
Habanero-rodis.
Of course, we have to go for momos.
If you guessed dumplings, you are correct. This is the dumpling episode. Today, we are going to learn about 5 dumplings from 5 countries that I had actually never heard of before. I'm not sure how this episode is going to go. I have average hopes for myself. Wait, I don't even know what I just did differently. My pride's on the line for this dumpling, but I'm ready for the challenge. Let's get started. I'd like to take a moment and thank BetterHelp for sponsoring today's video. BetterHelp is an online therapy service. They have a huge network of therapists who are licensed in a range of topics who are there to help and listen. One of the things that I like most about BetterHelp is that because their network is so large, you get access to things that might not be available in your specific area. And all of their sessions are done online through either video or phone or text. To get matched with the right therapist, you go online and take a quiz and talk about your specific needs. You also talk about things that you are aiming to do in therapy. BetterHelp will take that information and match you with a therapist. And if that therapist doesn't work, you can switch as many times as you need to find the right one. I think it's great that in recent times we are talking more openly about mental health and about taking care of our mental health. Doing that can be a lot of things, but it can also include talking to a therapist. Talking to somebody who is not your friend or family member can actually be really helpful to get a perspective that feels less judgmental. If you're interested in trying it out, you can go to betterhelp.com, that's HELP, and use my code Beryl, and that will give you 10% off your first month.
Hi Beryl, my name is Nishtha. I am currently residing in Canada and I'm originally from New Delhi, India. The dish that I'm going to talk about today is Gujhia. It is a sweet dumpling made from flaky pastry and some milk solids and some nuts.
This is where I can make it go wrong, so I think I just have to be slow and steady. Oh, it's already coming together.
I personally like to add some desiccated coconut to lighten the sweetness. I like Gujhia because it reminds me of this festival in India called Holi, which is a festival of colors. It is specifically made during that festival. It's a lot of fun and you get together to eat with your friends and family.
This is a brand new ingredient for me. I've never even heard of this, concentrated milk solids. I also want to taste it. Can you eat it raw? I mean, I guess you can, it's just milk. I have had this before in like other Indian desserts. Oh, I didn't know that that's what this was. It's very like milky and thick.
What makes these dumplings unique is the fact that they are sweet. Most of the dumplings that everybody talks about are usually savory. Since it's sweet, we don't use any sauces with it. It's just eaten as it is. For a first-time cook, they can seem very intimidating. It has a lot of different ingredients in it.
I feel like me and dough I'm just not confident right now. It's only been like 4 minutes. Oh.
But once you get to know the ingredients, it's just a bunch of chopping and just mixing them together and deep frying them. So if you know how to deep fry or bake them, you are good to go. It's a dish that I grew up eating with my family. As a kid, I never knew what dumplings usually meant. This was the only reference point for me for dumplings.
You can do this, Beryl. He's folding. I don't understand. We're gonna try again. Oh my God, why did I just figure it out? Wait, I don't even know what I just did differently. Tell me that is not perfect. Oh my God. Yeah, I got it. Who is she?
So these dumplings aren't necessarily an everyday dumplings. They are more specific to Holi and can be found like 15 or 20 days ahead of the festival. It's gifted to remind people of our culture. When I was in India, I used to live with my parents, and whenever I see it now, I get to connect with them and I miss them. So it really holds special to my heart. These are sweet dumplings, and I'm pretty sure you haven't tasted anything like that.
I am so incredibly proud of these. Like, I even got the twirl at the top. It looks so perfect. I hope it tastes good. It's not that sweet, but it has this like amazing like condensed milk kind of flavor going on. And the nuts are crunchy, and the coconut, even though there wasn't that much of it, is like really nice and rounding. I think the hardest part about this was probably making the dough and then figuring out how to fold these in the pretty way, but you don't have to do the pretty way. But the dough was like, it required a lot of work and a lot of like handiwork, and it was exhausting. Does it need more water? I don't know. His dough in the video just looked so smooth. And mine is like a tough as nails old broad. Luckily I had Leia to help me out. She's subbing in. I've tag teamed back in. And at this point, it feels ready. The other thing that was a little confusing for me was the koya that I bought was very hard, like almost like paneer. And when I grated it and then when I heated it up, it didn't look like what I was assuming the stuffing was gonna look like. It's not melting. It's just kind of, I don't know what it's doing. But when it dried, it became that really crumbly texture so that it was able to be this type of stuffing. So that was definitely a trust the process type of thing. I feel like, oh God, I'm like spilling the little bits everywhere. While I was making these, I was texting my mom in India. I sent them a photo, my sister, so neatly made, and her husband, woo, and then my mom, wow. This right here, that's the best. And then I showed the final one. Everybody's proud of me. I wouldn't say this is a beginner dumpling to make at all, but like was really fun. And I now can say that there is at least one Indian dessert that I really like, other than ras malai.
My name is Anna. I'm from Toronto, Canada originally, and I'm currently living in the US. The dish I want to talk about are called Banh Bot Loc, which are chewy dumplings from central Vietnam. They're a tapioca-based dough around a filling of spiced pork belly or shrimp usually. You usually eat it with a mixed sweet and tart fish sauce on the side. My parents immigrated over here, and among other things, they cooked Vietnamese food to keep us connected to the culture. I love that they did that because it was certainly a delicious way to keep us connected. This dumpling can be very different than other dumplings. It's a very chewy texture, which is fun and makes this dumpling unique, I think. If you've had bubble tea, then you know what the texture can be like, since boba can also be made from tapioca flour. It's also an explosion of flavor between the filling and the fish sauce, which feels balanced to me.
Oh my gosh, this smells so good and the color is so fabulous. In the video that I watched, it was like 1 piece of pork and 1 piece of shrimp per dumpling, and I feel like that's the right bite size.
And of course, dumplings are a labor of love, what with filling and folding and crimping each bite. So I remember family celebrations where we would share these on a full table.
This is not going the way it did in the video. Something got messed up. I have no idea what. So the dough is like solid, but also a total liquid. And I've definitely seen this with like sensory play for kids, like to make this funny stuff, but you can't roll it out. It just crumbles. So I need to do some research. Okay, day 2, we got a new tapioca starch that, according to the internet, this is the best one to use. I didn't realize there was a difference between 2 of the same thing, but we're gonna try again. Okay. Okay.
These can be somewhat difficult to make, mostly in trying to get the outside dough just right. You have to make sure to use boiling water when mixing the tapioca flour to make the dough to create the right texture.
I mean, this is already totally different and better. I'm feeling more confident.
I like to season the filling very well so it pops. And when you're boiling the entire dumpling, it will initially be white and opaque, and it doesn't turn into the nice clear dumplings until you fish them out and dump them in very cold water.
It's not doing what, like, it's not even, oh my God. It did not work. I have enough flour to try one more time. 3rd time's the charm. Okay, 3rd try. This is boiling pre-measured, so I know it's the right amount of water. The starch is looking cooked. I really want this to work now. Now it's not even like, now I just want it to work. My pride's on the line for this dumpling. Okay.
It's important to make smaller dumplings with thin skins without the dumplings breaking apart, especially in the boiled version.
We did it. I cannot believe it. You guys. That is an elastic dough. I'm so happy. I'm so happy. Let's go to the next step.
Just so that you can enjoy their chewiness better. It's all worth it when you can have a bite of these. Tapioca is used in different ways in Viet food. You can use tapioca flour to make many different foods like a baked tapioca cake, a rice flour-based steamed crepe, and bánh căn, which are like udon noodle soup. You could even mix some tapioca flour with cassava, which tapioca flour is derived from, to make cassava cake. I know, Beryl, you're slowly amassing a large collection of different flours and ingredients, so hopefully one of these ideas helps you finish some of your collection. If you like dumplings and want to explore the world of dumplings, plus you like fun textures like boba, then you have to try the flavorful Banh Bot Loc. It's one of my favorite foods, so I really hope you enjoy it.
Okay. This was hard. I feel like this dumpling broke my spirit a little bit. These dumplings have killed me. I'm setting an expectation based on how much difficulty I had on this. Well, okay. Very chewy. The tapioca dough is very, very chewy, and somehow, even though like all of them broken. Not, this is just brutal. Because they were too thin, it's too thick. And like, it feels like kind of cold gum. It's, the texture is wrong, I did it wrong. Well, technically I do have something to show for the 2 days of trying these. I don't really know overall what went wrong. Some things that I was able to fix that I know went wrong was, number one, like if you're gonna try this, the water needs to be boiling hot, not like transferred to another measuring cup and then poured out, no. Like it only worked when it was directly out of the kettle. The type of tapioca starch you use does matter. Like the American brand that I used did not cut it. It was a learning experience. Look, at the end of the day, failures, they suck, but failing at things is important because it like helps you appreciate the wins, and it also gives you something to strive for. Like, I've taken a lot away from this experience, and I'm definitely curious to like learn about where I went wrong. So it's not always a bad thing to fail, like it sucks, but I'm also okay with it. I have made peace with it, mostly.
Hello everyone, my name is Martin and I am originally from Ecuador, but I've been living in Estonia for the past 6 years. The dish that I'm going to be talking about today is Empanada de Verde, or plantain empanada. Even though I love this small European country, there's a lot of things that I miss about Ecuador, especially the food.
Peeling a raw plantain is kind of humbling. Sounds like those chiropractor videos. 1, 2, 3.
Many Latin American countries have their own versions of empanadas, or dumplings. Empanadas are a style of dumpling that is always filled with a stuffing. The best way to imagine an empanada would be to imagine a small calzone or a large fried gyoza. What differentiates each Latin American country empanada are the ingredients that we use for the dough or the fillings.
This is a dough. It is sticky, but it's a dough. Oh my God. I've never done anything like this before. I hope it works.
I come from Quito, the capital city of Ecuador, which is very high up in the mountains, and the empanadas that we make in my city are usually made with wheat flour and filled with cheese. But my favorite type of empanada would be the one from the tropical coast, made with plantains and usually filled with cheese, but also with other proteins. In my opinion, the best part of the empanada would be the crunch, whenever it's correctly fried. It should be crunchy on the outside, but also soft and comforting on the inside.
My dough is unbelievably sticky and I don't know what to do. I'm just wondering if like putting a lot of oil in my hands will help. Okay, like, yes. Okay, maybe the trick is like oiling up, because then I can work with it. All right, we're just gonna oil up. Let's do it.
It should be stringy and melty if it has cheese, or it should be gooey and nice with a protein filling. Also, we have a saying in Ecuador that every good food should be accompanied by a good ají. Ají is a style of spicy sauce that we have in Ecuador. You will most likely find everywhere in Ecuador. The best memories that I have with empanadas is definitely making it with my mom and my grandma for family reunions. Because it's a manual labor, it gives you a lot of time to talk about and reflect about a lot of things. They were so much faster than me when making empanadas, so whenever they were making 10, I would be making just 1. There's so many things that you can talk about when making empanadas, and it's a great way to connect with your family. I think empanadas de verde are easy to make whenever you know how to peel and cook a plantain. For people who don't know how to peel a plantain, it might be a little bit more difficult, so I would say it's a 3 out of 5 in difficulty level.
They're not the prettiest, but it's what we're doing. Each of these dumplings has been incredibly stressful in their own right. Do a dumpling episode, it'll be fun. 1, 2, 3.
The plantain is what makes this dumpling unique. I think Ecuador makes the most preparation with plantains out of all of Latin American countries.
It's bubbling.
We love mashing it, frying it, boiling it, grilling it, and the list goes on. When the plantain is green, we use it for savory dishes, but whenever it ripens, we use it for sweet desserts too. I would say that you should definitely try making it at home. It's relatively easy and you have so much room for creativity whenever making empanadas. You can try with creative fillings, you can try to make it vegan. Just make sure that you pair it with a nice spicy ají, and I hope you enjoy it.
The empanada that almost broke me, but at the end, I may have conquered it. You guys. Oh God. That did not work. I honestly, like this one was hard. This one was hard. I ended up having to add the flour because it just was so sticky. Bested by the dough. I'm gonna do the only thing that makes any sense, and I'm just gonna put a little bit of flour into the dough. And I know that that's kind of ruining the integrity of what the dumpling is, but like, it's not working as it is, so. And in the videos that I watched online, like, it wasn't that sticky, so I don't know. I don't know, but look. This looks like an empanada, and it's made out of plantain, and that is amazing to me. It's not actually, I was thinking that it was gonna be like so much dough and so little stuffing, but like that looks pretty good. Like, I don't think the ratio is that bad, honestly. This is definitely like 80% shell, 20% stuffing. Not the golden ratio, but And I'm not just saying that to make no, I might be saying that to make myself feel better, whatever. Okay, we're gonna taste it. A little bit of hot sauce. Okay. This is fine. It's fine. Okay, like, I don't know if I talked myself into such a dark hole that like anything would taste good compared to how I imagined everything turned out to be, but I think that this actually might be pretty good. It doesn't have a ton of flavor, but this hot sauce has a ton of flavor and it's really, really nice. I feel like this recipe taught me a lot. It taught me about a new method of cooking. It taught me a little bit about perseverance. Like literally shaking. Nope, it's all falling apart. I am terrified. My heart rate is like, Well, it's just an empanada. Okay. On the bright side, the filling was the easiest filling of all of these to make. Just crumble a little cheese. On the difficulty scale, I'm gonna say 9 out of 10. Not a 10 out of 10 because like I do have something to show for it, but it was hard. A lot of new techniques for me. But also, like, I don't know, it's over and I'm glad I did it and I'm enjoying the fruits of my labor, so take that as you will.
Hi, my name is Annick and I'm originally from the south of Germany, but now I live in northern Germany, close to the border to Denmark. The dish that I want to share with you today is Maultaschen. In English, Maultaschen translates to mouth pockets, which in my opinion is a very fitting name for dumplings.
So step one is make the pasta dough, but Annick told me that it's okay to use pre-made pasta dough. It's not cheating, it was in the recipe. It said it was okay. We could also just pretend and be like, okay, I've made it. I could never make such a nice dough though. Step two.
The dough for Maultaschen is just a simple egg pasta dough. The filling is typically made of spinach, stale bread and of course meat. Maultaschen are cooked in a simple broth. So typically they are served in that broth and paired with Swabian potato salad. The potato salad is made with a dressing from oil and vinegar and it is added into the broth. I love dumplings in general. I think that wrapping up things in dough is just a great concept in general.
I'm using very fancy meat for this. Iberico, pork, and Wagyu beef. It's gonna be good.
But Maultaschen specifically also remind me of my childhood. They have been one of my favorite dishes ever since I was a child, and it was always a good day when I came home from school and my mom had made Maultaschen.
I love mixing with my hands. It just feels so good. It's like warm and cold. Look who's here. She's like, is somebody making meat?
Nowadays, it is a possibility for me to stay connected to my home since I moved away. So Maultaschen have become a comfort food for me. Germany is a rather small country, so there may be less cultural differences between regions than in other countries.
I think that I thought that buying the dough was gonna be a real shortcut, but it's giving me its own set of problems. But obviously it's a lot faster. I'm pumping out these dumpling-y things.
But there are some, and I think one of the most obvious ways in which that is recognizable is with food.
It cracked. Band-aid it? We'll see if that one holds. It might. It might.
In general, I think German cuisine has a lot of dishes that are quite straightforward. Like you have potatoes with some kind of meat and a sauce. Quite often there's a lot of cooking effort behind them as well.
It's not even gonna fit. I can't just cook one at a time. Crap, we need to go to the bigger pot.
But Maultaschen are a bit more delicate than that. And I think that's why they're quite unique within German cuisine. Every region has their own dishes that they are proud of, and for Swabia, the region where I'm from, Maultaschen are definitely one of the most important dishes, even to the degree that Maultaschen have been recognized as cultural heritage. I think you should try Maultaschen because they are warm and comforting and, in my opinion, one of the best foods that Germany has to offer. Enjoy!
I love a big ravioli, and even though I took a little bit of a shortcut by not making the dough, I suffered for it a little bit, so I feel like it's okay. Whoa, you can really taste the nutmeg. It's not a spice that I use that often in my cooking, so it's like it's a very distinct flavor, I will say that. The filling is good, but like I want a little bit more heat maybe. I'm gonna put a little bit of chili crisp. I know that that is like not traditional, but I just think for my own taste, I'll be happy to just have like a little bit of spice. There's something that happens to you when you become a spice person. You just like need it. It's kind of embarrassing, but whatever. The pasta shells are good, although I can't take credit for those. I'm not gonna lie, that helped a lot. Ooh, spicy. The difficulty in this was probably just in figuring out how to seal it. So it was really just about like wetting it back down a bit. I had a couple of holes, but my little like patchwork things ended up holding up. So there's that, you know, little paper mache with pasta dough.
Hi Beryl, I'm Molly. I live in Juneau, Alaska in the United States. I am originally from Illinois, but I've lived here with my husband for about 15 years. The dish I want to talk about are fish dumplings. Fish dumplings are kind of what I picture are Chinese pot stickers, but instead of filled with pork, they're filled with any fish that you have on hand. Our family loves these.
Okay, step one. We're still okay. The dough parts just are so intimidating. Give me filling any day of the week. This is a dough. 30 minutes.
We love fish and we eat it all the time. Plus the dipping sauce in this dish takes it to the next level of salty and sweet and a little bit spicy. In coastal Alaska, fish is an almost everyday dish. I saw a statistic once that said about 80% of people in Southeast Alaska eat fish, and I kind of feel like that is an understatement. Where we live in Southeast Alaska, it feels like a small community, and so when we saw our quote-unquote neighbors in Sitka post this recipe, we just had to try it.
This is so bouncy. This is so cool. Like, this is how I should be making fish paste, not by hand. So cool.
I like this dish because first, I always feel cool making my own dumplings, making my own dough and filling it.
Feeling grateful right now for just the water and flour dough. It's the easiest one of the bunch, and I'm feeling kind of confident. This is a casual dough roll.
But I also think that these are great because it makes me think about my fishing trips that I go out with my husband and my kiddo and my friends when we go out and actually catch the fish that we're gonna eat. It makes me think about those rare, sunny, warm days in Southeast Alaska, which are hard to find. We have a good rockfish spot, and it's really fun to set up our boat and kind of drift over kelp beds and get our hook out there. You're not sure what you caught and you're not sure if it's gonna stay on the hook, and so it's always exciting. We're careful about returning what we're not allowed to keep, and we only keep what we're gonna eat.
This one's going better. I feel like it's been a rough week. A rough week. The dough on this one feels like forgiving. Like it's definitely one of the easier ones to wield. But I can't believe I'm individually rolling each dumpling right now.
For me, I think of a dumpling as any dough that is filled with a filling. These dumplings to me are unique because, at least where I grew up in the Midwest, we didn't have them filled with fish, and so that was something new to me once I moved to Alaska. I would rate these on a scale of 1 to 5. I would rate these as a 3 for how hard they are to make. Some folks may get intimidated to make the dough by hand, and it takes some practice to make sure that it stays together and it doesn't leak.
It's kind of relaxing now that it's not so stressful. Although I haven't cooked these yet, so. Ta-da!
But these are pretty forgiving because you don't have to boil them, and I think that that kind of takes some of the risk out of it.
There are a lot of different sizes here, but that's okay. That is okay.
I think people should try this because it's a fun way to use fish or your fish scraps. Plus, I think it's a dish that can be a meal, but it can also just be something that you can share with friends as an hors d'oeuvre. And it's a really easy finger food for kids. And my kiddo sure loves them. And I hope you guys enjoy it.
It's like this whole week has been a lot. And I feel like I've landed on a high note because I do think that these dumplings look really good. And I liked the texture of the fish paste, so I think this is gonna be good, but like, oh my God. These are really good. Wow, the fish is so bouncy and light and not fishy at all. It feels just like I'm getting a lot of ginger from the sauce, and I really love this dipping sauce. It is so good. I think that my biggest takeaway from this whole week is that dumplings are a labor of love. Like, sure, but like they are a labor first. And much like with baking and pastries, I am happy to lend my money to support the artisans who are really good at it and to enjoy dumplings without the work. This was fun and I definitely feel successful, but like I had a couple of mental breakdowns. Dumplings, buy them. Oh. This is low. These dumplings have killed me. I do think that this dumpling was the easiest to make of all of them, ending on a high note. Thank goodness. These are great. I'm proud of myself. This was a difficult episode, but like I feel like I really did learn a lot, and I have a little bit more confidence, only a little bit more though, in the kitchen. If you liked this episode, check out this pancake episode or this pasta episode to learn more about foods around the world, and I will see you all in my next episode.